It was a normal summer evening. A man walked into his house, closed the door behind him, and was never seen again. No broken windows, no signs of struggle, no footprints. But his car was still in the driveway, his phone on the kitchen table, and the TV was still playing. It's as if he simply vanished. And what investigators discovered inside the house made this mystery even stranger. Tonight, we're uncovering one of the most baffling disappearances ever recorded. The man's name was Daniel Carter. He was 42 years old, a software engineer living in a quiet suburban neighborhood. By all accounts, Daniel lived a normal life. He had a stable job, friendly neighbors, no known enemies. On the evening of August 14th, Daniel returned home from work at around 7:15 p.m. A neighbor's security camera captured him pulling into the driveway. He stepped out of his car, unlocked his front door, and walked inside. That was the last time anyone ever saw him. The next morning, Daniel didn't show up for work. That alone wasn't unusual. But when his phone went straight to voicemail all day, his coworkers started to worry. By evening, his sister decided to check on him. When she arrived, she noticed something strange. Daniel's car was still parked outside. The front door was unlocked, and inside, the TV was still on. His wallet sat on the kitchen counter. His phone was charging next to it, but Daniel himself was gone.
Police were called immediately. They searched the house from top to bottom. Nothing seemed out of place. No broken locks, no signs of a struggle, no missing valuables. It looked as if Daniel had simply walked away. But that didn't make sense because investigators discovered something unsettling. Every door and window had been locked from the inside.
At first, police thought Daniel might have left voluntarily, but then they checked the security cameras from nearby houses, and what they found changed everything. Daniel never left the house, not through the front door, not through the back. In fact, no one entered the house either. It was as if Daniel had disappeared into thin air. Detectives began digging deeper into Daniel's life. Maybe he had secrets. Maybe someone wanted him gone. But nothing suspicious appeared. His bank accounts remained untouched. His car stayed in the driveway. His phone never moved from the kitchen. Then investigators searched the house again, and this time they noticed something strange in the basement. Behind an old shelf in the basement, they discovered a small hidden door. The door led to a narrow crawl space under the house. It was barely large enough for a person to move through. Inside the tunnel, investigators found something chilling: fresh scratch marks on the walls and a trail of disturbed dust leading deeper underground. But the crawl space suddenly ended. There was no exit, no tunnel, no opening, just a dead end, and no Daniel. Search teams spent weeks investigating. They brought in dogs, ground scanners, even thermal cameras, but Daniel Carter was never found. To this day, no one knows what happened inside that house. Did he crawl into the tunnel and somehow escape? Was someone hiding inside the house the entire time? Or did something far stranger happen that night? Because according to the cameras, Daniel Carter walked into his house and never walked out.
But here's the part that still haunts investigators. 2 years later, a new family moved into the house, and on their first night living there, they reported hearing scratching sounds coming from beneath the floor, sounds that seemed to move slowly through the walls, as if something or someone was still down there.
If you enjoy mysterious and unexplained stories like this, make sure to subscribe, because every week we uncover the darkest mysteries that still have no answers. And trust me, the next story is even stranger.